can understand. To interact with any machine with a computer, there is usually an operating system. Like it is just like a human being. When you're speaking to some human being, first you try to understand what language the person understands. He might be understanding English, somebody might know French, Japanese, Chinese. So depending on that language, you will also start talking in the same language. You don't talk to a person who understands English with some other language, right? So he'll not understand it. So in same way, for machines, there is something called operating systems. We write operating system. There are different operating systems like Windows, Linux, Solaris, Mac OS. There are different operating systems. Depending on the manufacturer, they have written their own operating system. Operating system is something like it's a set of commands, set of instructions that can be used to interact with a computer, right? So on Windows, basically there are like so many different operating systems. The simplest is DOS operating system. We tell Microsoft DOS, DOS. DOS means disk operating system. So that's very basic. It has very limited, very few commands. So using those commands, you can give instruction to the computer. For example, you can tell dir, meaning show me the dir means directory. So like a human, you have telephone directory, you will also have directory of things on the computer, right? So you can just tell dir and system will show you. So let me share my screen, probably you can all follow. We'll start talking about programs. How do we start writing basic programs? Tell me when you see my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just starting. You can see I started with run. I believe all of you know basic computers. You know Windows operating system. I think many of you might be attending the Word, Excel, and Tally trainings that are happening in parallel.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
you
sir.
know the DOS operating system. Let me know anybody who doesn't know. Does everybody know in the class DOS or Windows operating system?
Yes, sir. Yes.
What is a file explorer? What's a Windows Explorer? Those things, right? Like for example, you have I'm just showing you Windows Explorer on my screen. So this is one way of interacting. So what I have opened is Windows browser, right? This is a Windows, we call it as Windows Explorer. This is used to explore meaning navigate. You want to see what is there on the computer. Computer is nothing that this is the hard disk. It is split into 3 logical drives, and in each drive there are different folders. Folders are like cabinets, like just like your wardrobe or like your personal cabinet you will have in your house to store your clothes or to store your file cabinet or maybe your personal drawers. So like that, you can create folders, and in each folder you can store your files. You can see these are all files. So to navigate here, you're using this Windows Explorer. How are you interacting? You're clicking on, so you have got a GUI, we tell graphic user interface. This is like you have graphics, you have a mouse. Mouse is your input device. And what is the output device in this case? What you are seeing on my screen? Can one of you answer?
Monitor.
Monitor, good. So what is the input device that I'm using, or most of you, if you use a laptop, what is the input device that you will use?
Cursor.
Right, cursor. What are the other answers? Cursor, it is, instead of telling cursor, it is a mouse, right?
Mouse.
I'm using a mouse actually. If you have laptops, you'll have a mouse pad. So
Yes.
that is for using your finger, or use a mouse if you have attached to your computer. So let me draw it on. So something like this, right? You will have a monitor. We can call this as a monitor. And one big, probably something, it looks like this.
CPU.
This is your CPU. You'll have drives, your buttons, CD drive, floppy drive, or yeah, I know floppies are outdated now. What symbol I can use?
Pen drive.
Keyboard.
Right. So just visualize this is your keyboard, for example. Just assume this is your keyboard. Sorry, I am using paint. Okay, but just to explain the concept. So this is your input device. Keyboard, right? Keyboard is the input device. And output is your monitor. And all the processing happens on CPU, Central Processing Unit. This is where all the processing happens. So everything you give an input to the system, it processes depending on what input you are giving. For example, you can give a command saying, hey, show me all the files on this computer. And what it does, system takes that command, it processes here, and it will show the result on the monitor. So you can see how you are interacting. You are interacting through keyboard in this case. It does some processing, and it has to, after doing processing, it has a result. How will it show the result to you? It will use a monitor, right? This is one way of showing. So likewise, you can also use a small mouse, right? Mouse also will be an input device. For example, you can have it something connected, something like that. So these are all input devices. Give me some more examples for output device. What can be other outputs? Maybe Uzma, you want to answer, or can you think of any other output device a computer will have? Are you speaking on mute?
No, sir.
No, I see Uzma is not answering. Are you able to hear us? Preeti, you want to answer? I want this session to be a little bit interactive, so we can go a little fast. I want to know you are
The
able to.
output device, we can tell printers,
Right, that's good.
speakers,
Good, very good. Yeah.
so projectors.
So I want others, Preeti and Rumana, you want to answer?
Laptop, sir.
No, laptop is a computer, right? Laptop has different parts in it. Keyboard is for giving inputs to the computer.
Projectors.
Projector is good. Speakers is also good because you can hear the results. Computer can play the results to you. You are giving input, you are giving commands, you are giving instruction through keyboard. or through the mouse, and computer will process and it will display the result, that is output, or it can speak out the results, or it can print the result in a printer. That is how computer can interact with you. Computer is not like a human being, right? It cannot, you cannot give instruction and it visually you can't see. It doesn't have eyes or face or other things to express. Only mode it can use is this output devices. Okay. So now what we will do is we'll start talking about programming. How do I program? How do I give a command basically? Do you know DOS? Anybody knows DOS? Do you know Windows operating system? This one,
Yes.
Windows Explorer.
Yes, sir.
So this is used for navigating, organizing files, managing your resources. And you use this to navigate and see what is there on this computer, how many programs are there, what software is installed, where I have kept my different files. And how you are interacting is through mouse clicks. You click, single click, it selects. But if you double click, it goes inside that folder, right? And you have buttons to tell, okay, come back. This is back, right? This is back. You can see the tooltip. This is back. This is going upwards. From this folder, you want to go upward. Back and upward, there's a small difference. But anyway, we'll not go into detail about other commands. But you are interacting through a user interface. The same thing you can do using command here. This is called command prompt.
Okay.
Command prompt is used for giving commands. Okay. How do you start? You go to programs. You can look for DOS here, or an easy way is just run. You can click on run and CMD. CMD is a short form for command. Okay. When you run the command, it will launch this command prompt. This is also another way of interacting with the computer. So basically this is one operating system. What you are seeing is Windows operating system. And this is a DOS command prompt. This also has a disk operating system. This is a small operating system. So for example, you can tell you are in C drive, right? You can see here C drive. And you can see in C, you have these 5 files or whatever, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 7 folders. So you can see same thing from here. You're giving a command, dir. Dir means directory. Show me the directory of all the things. So if you hit enter, you can see there is 1 directory, 2 directory. Directory means folder. So it is telling totally 7 folders are there. This many bytes of data. These are the names. Same data you are seeing here also. You are seeing there are 7. So a layman can use this, or if you want to use a user interface, graphic user interface, you'll use the Windows Explorer. You want to go to D:, you'll click here, it will show the D: files. Same thing you want to do from disk operating system, from DOS, you'll tell go to D:. There are commands, these are all commands. See, it switches from C to D. And again, you want to see inside D, what is there? You'll tell directory. It is listing EAL, password file, temp file, different files. And if you want to go inside, for example, you want to go inside, let me go back to C:. Want to see what is there inside program files. It tells CD means change directory. Program files. See, it moved from C, it went into C program files. And you're telling, show me the files inside this. And here I have 22 directories, 22 folders. Directory means folders. You can check here also. You can go to C:, you're double click, you're going into the program files. There are 20 items. There are 2 extra items it is showing here. Okay, because there could be some hidden files also. Basically, it is using 2 extra. I will not teach you DOS here, but I'm just giving you a high level concept, how you are interacting with the computer, right? You are using a language, you're using operating system. We are calling this as, this is also a way of interacting but you are interacting with the operating system of the machine. Two types of operating system you are seeing here. This is a command based, this is a graphic user interface based. So, and we spoke about to any computer, you give inputs using keyboard or the mouse. So in DOS, I'm giving all the instruction using keyboard here. Am I using mouse here to go inside this folder? Can I go using this?
No,
No,
sir.
no.
Double click anything, nothing will happen, right?
Yes,
This is
sir.
all based on DOS commands. You have to give commands to do, you're telling the computer to do certain operation. Okay. For example, I want to run Excel, okay? Or I want to run Word, MS Word. I don't have Word on this. Explorer. See, when I give a command, it launches this. What is the command I gave? I'm running this. I'm telling start, run the Explorer.
Yes, sir.
And what is the system doing? It is processing in the CPU, giving the result. It is running, launching, whatever you are telling the computer to do, it is doing that, right? So keep this in mind. This is, you're interacting, you're giving commands, you're giving instructions. Computer is doing the task and giving you the output. Now we'll progress about what is a program, or what is programming and what is coding. So coding is when you hear, suppose I'm giving some instructions, right? I'm telling show me all the files. This is what I'm doing. It is telling, oh, there are 22. I will tell again, go into CD, go into Adobe. Let me maximize. Go into the Adobe folder. I want to see what is there inside this. It went into Adobe. You can see here it is changing. It is going inside. It was here, C: programs. Now it went inside. So again, I'm seeing what is there. Again, there is another folder. Just want to show you one. I'll postpone this. Okay. I want to show you. Let me create one simple file. Do d:. I'll create one text document. Okay. So I'll call it as in this file, I will tell this is testing file, line number 1, line number 2. I just entered some text inside this. Okay, this file has some text. I'll close it. So from UI, if you want to see, you're opening this, right? And you're seeing the content of this. If you double click, it will open the file. Same thing if I want to see from the DOS prompt, I will tell dir how many files are there. It is telling temp, one new file got created. You can see here hello.txt. Are you all able to see my screens?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we are seeing a new text file got created. And if I want to see content of this, there is a command. It's called cat command. Cat means, okay, it's not installed. So on my laptop, it is not installed complete. All the commands are not installed. There is a concatenation command. Cat means it's a concatenation. Maybe type should be there. Let me see. Alternative is a type. Okay. I'm just telling type what is there inside the file. Open the file. Show me the content. So it is just showing the content here. You can see whatever is there in this file. Here you are seeing the content of this file. Same content I'm seeing from the DOS prompt here. So you are giving a command, it is doing some operation, it is giving you the result, right?
Yes.
Suppose you want to see what is the current time. So there is a command to tell me what is the date. So it is telling the current date is Friday, 16th June. So you are giving a command and it is processing it and giving you the result. So I'll just come out of this. Suppose you want to see the time. You enter time. This is one of the commands. So you are interacting by giving commands. So if you can observe here, what we are doing is we are giving one command. Computer is processing that, immediately giving you the result. Suppose I want to see the date, right? Repeatedly, I want to see every day. I want to see the date. I want to see the time, and I want to see what is the content of this file. So what I have to do, I have to type this command every time. First command, second command, third command. So every day, suppose when I begin my job, maybe my task is to see what is the current date, what is the time, what is there inside the file. It's possible somebody keeps updating it. Assume somebody updates this file. So you have to type these 3 commands every day, correct?
Yes.
So after some time, you feel, hey, why I'm doing this repeated? Every day I'm doing the same thing. Isn't there an easy way to run this automatic? So there are different ways we can do this. You can write all these commands in a one file and call it as a executable file, and store these 3 commands: 1 command, 2 command, 3 commands. You store it in a file, and every day you just simply double click that file, it will run all the 3 commands. Maybe you can have 10 instructions like this: change the directory, see the directory, and in that directory, if a file exists, print the content of that, tell me the date and time. So you can write a series of commands, write everything in one file. For example, I can write it in one file and run that multiple times. What is the advantage? The advantage is you don't have to remember every day same 5 commands. You can write it down. For example, daily task, you call it as daily task, and we call it as batch files. Okay, I will not go into all these details because you don't need this. This is just to understand the concept. I'm giving you a little bit of a background. We'll get into flowcharts. Okay, that is what you will be learning. So you can write all your commands, like first give me the directory, show me the directory, or you can tell, okay, change directory to Adobe, for example. We saw there was an Adobe directory here, and you want to see the date, you want to see the time. Suppose these commands, you can store it. Okay, there is a special way to store. I'll teach. Maybe I'll not go into your batch. There is something called batch programming. Okay, this is also programming. This is very simple way of programming. Okay, what is the meaning of batch programming is, here you are giving commands, right? You want to see what is there inside D, you will give a command called directory. And you want to see content of a file, you will tell cat, or you will tell type. Instead of giving these commands every time, suppose you have a user who's using your laptop. He doesn't know these DOS commands. He's not a computer programmer or not a computer, what do you say, engineer. So usually this is not language, this is operating system. You are learning this because you want to interact with the computer using commands. Same thing, what Windows has done is, instead of showing date here, you have to type, give me date, give me time. Then system is showing what is the date and time, right? So alternatively, what Windows has done is, it has given you date and time here on the right side corner. You can see here, this is my calendar. So Windows has made things easier. It is giving all mouse related double click, single clicks for you instead of remembering these commands. Now, if you want to store all these commands in one file and save this, for example, I'll save this. This file has how many commands? 4 commands are there in this, right? Instead of typing each command one by one, I can just double click and run this file. What it will do is, it will run the first command, show the result, second command, show the result, third command, fourth command. So you're just putting it in a batch file. This is also called as batch programming. You can write, there's a very simple language. You can write your daily tasks here, and just by one click, it can do this 5 operations, or if you have every day you're doing 100 operations, for example, all the 100 instructions, 100 commands you can write here. When you run that, it is running all the 100, all those commands. Instead of typing one by one, you can run this automatic way. What is the advantage? It is written one time and executed multiple times. We can run this 10 times, right? Just
Yes,
double
sir.
click, it will launch. So the advantage is you don't have to remember all these 100 commands. You created a program file, a batch file. This is a simple program basically. You're instructing computer to do these 4 things. So these are all simple tasks, 1 instruction, 2 instructions, 10 instruction, or 10 commands. Instead of giving one by one, you're creating a file, storing them. You just double click and it will launch. Let us see it will run. Let me try, because there is a syntax for batch, but I'm not going to try that in this class. Let me see if we are lucky, it will run. I have to rename this file. There's a run command. Run means rename. Okay. So I want to rename this file. Now you can see file is renamed. Earlier name was batch.txt. Now you see the symbol also changed. This is a batch file. Earlier it was looking like this. Now it is like this. So I can just double click. Let me see. See, if I double click, what is happening? It is first command it is running is directory. I did not type this. In D colon, because it is in D colon, it ran the first command.
Yes, sir.
So let me open in parallel. Edit. Okay. This is what I have written. And when I run this, you can see side by side. Okay. This is what it is doing. This is the first command directory. It has run this command. It gave you all the results. Second command is change directory, cd, go into Adobe. And it is telling, okay, go into Adobe, but there is no folder called Adobe in D colon. Adobe was there in C colon. So I simply gave change to this folder, which doesn't exist. So it is telling this folder is not available. System cannot find it. See how it is responding back. You gave a command, but it's telling, hey, I can't do this job.
Yes, sir.
Here you gave a command, it executed, it gave you the result. So this is one command, it gave the result. Second command, it's telling, I don't understand. There is no such folder. There is no such path. That's what it is telling. System cannot find the path specified. You're telling change to this directory. It's telling there is no such directory. Then you told, give me the date. And it is giving the date. It is stopped here. The reason is, after this, you have one more command. You're asking to give the time. But this command is giving the date and it is asking, hey, enter your current date. So I will just say Control C means stop. Okay, Control C means stop. So this command, it has stopped and it is running the next command. Next command is time. Suppose you just see this. I'll just put it 10 times like this. Basically, you are interacting with the computer. That's what I wanted to. How many times I'm running? Give me the date, give me the time, date, time, date, time, date, time. Okay. I'll just save this file. I just saved it. File, save. Now the same file, it is running this continuously. You can see. Are you following this?
Yes, sir.
I'll simply run this. Okay, what I'm doing, I go to D colon. I have created a batch file. This is called a batch file. Batch is as basically it's a simple program basically. And what is there inside this program? I wrote 5 to 10 different commands here. Hey, give me the directory, give me date, give me time. I can tell again, give me the result. I can tell go to C colon, and I'll do enter. After going to C colon, I'll tell again, give me the directory, what is there inside C. I'll tell, this is fine, I think. So I have so many commands, right? If you are doing these commands every day, instead of doing one by one, You can store it as a program. This is a simple program basically. And you are running this from this place. I'll just start, okay? I'll hit the enter key. You can see it started executing.
Yes.
What did it execute? So it has run first command, directory command. Then it's telling C, I don't have date, it has printed. Then let me see, it will go 5-10 times this date time. I'll just come out, I'll say control, terminate. I'll tell yes.
Yes.
It's printing the time. I'll say again come out. I'll run one more time, okay? And we'll get into the. So the idea is, I just want you to understand programs can be very simple. It need not be complex ones. It's asking when you terminate, right? Control C, it's asking, do you want to stop the whole batch? And if I tell control C, it is just terminating it. I can tell don't terminate the batch, but just for this command, I want to come out of this. See, whenever you give date, right, there is a command, it thinks it will print the current date. It is asking, do you want to change the date? So I will tell, no, I don't want to change. It will change the date on my laptop actually. But anyway, I think we'll move on to other topic. But practice these things, okay? Just this itself is like a simple program basically. Whatever you are doing as a daily task, you are putting in one file and running it. This file itself, you can call it as one program, and you can run it any number of times. What is the advantage? Can one of you tell me what is the advantage of writing a program like this instead of writing individual commands?
It saves time.
Right. You don't have to remember. You can give this file to anybody, a layman. Maybe your mother is using this computer. She doesn't know the commands, and she wants to every day run a simple double click. You will just train her. Double click, it will do all your daily tasks. What are those tasks? You write those tasks here.
Yes.
Do this, do this, do this. You write 10 commands or 20 commands. Give me the file. Inside the file, if the name is like this, or if file contains like this, I want to do this. Or print, there are commands to print. If you just double click it, you can write a command to tell print the redirection operators. There are so many different options, but this is very simple, okay? These are maybe like a week's time. You can download some basic DOS commands from Google and you can learn that. Put all the DOS commands here. There are if-else conditions. You can write simple program using DOS itself. So they are called as batch programmers. Okay, when you become programmer, you will have to learn these things because there are some small operations we do. And we don't use a heavy programming language like Java or C, C++ to do simple tasks. These are very simple. I don't need a programming big language to do that. Okay.
Okay.
So the advantage is you can run it multiple times. If you want to run this 100 times, right? Every day you are doing this 10 or every hour you are doing this. So you can keep double clicking and it will run all those 100 commands and do all the operations for you. Now we'll start with a simple, you understood the input, processing and output, right?
Yes.
Now we will start talking about a simple program. How do I represent using a flowchart? Okay. Suppose you are interacting with a computer, forget about the commands because you don't have to learn those commands immediately. We are going to learn a programming language. What is a programming language? It is a language that the computer can understand. Okay. And this DOS, what I told, that is also one of the operating system language, you can call it. It's not exactly a language, but it's a set of instructions a computer gives. And those are the instructions computer can understand. So you're using operating system to interact. So likewise, you can write a program and you can tell the computer to run that program. It will run and execute it and run it repeated and multiple times. But let us see. First is we'll understand how to write programs. Okay. Before we learn a language, we will first understand how to give instructions to a computer, how to break down those instructions, how to put them into simple instruction. Every step is a simple command. Okay. We don't want to give
Yes, sir.
complex. Computer will not understand complex instructions. Everything is a very simple instruction you have to give to the computer. Uh, so basically there are 1, 2, 3, roughly like 4 symbols that we very commonly use when we use flowchart. What is a flowchart? Flowchart is a pictorial representation
Okay.
of a program. Instead of using a language, because if you are talking to a human being, right, first you have to learn his language. If you want to interact with somebody from North India, suppose he only speaks Gujarati and you don't know Gujarati. So how will you interact with that person? Or you met somebody who speaks only Japanese. So, and you want to talk to him. What will be the method you will, and you don't know Japanese, right? So you have to learn Japanese, obviously, to interact with him. If you have to be fully communicative, you need to learn his language.
Yes, sir.
But that will take some time. In the meantime, what is the other approach? What other techniques will you use if you have to interact with such a person?
Maybe a small
Usually translation.
Yeah, see, translation is a little advanced. You need to know at least one language. Then you will
gestures,
Sign
small
language.
pictures,
exactly.
gestures.
Good gestures and sign languages, right? So you might show you a sign language. You might use your hand gestures, face expressions, and you will show him, hey, I need food, or I need, what is the time? You'll show your wrist and you'll tell what is the time. So that's how you'll communicate, right? That's like a physical, you're trying to use your body language. Same way, now you have to interact with a computer. You have to write instructions and all the commands in a language. Now we don't know the language. We have not yet learned it. But I know what has to be done, what tasks I want the computer to do. So that is the planning we are doing, right? And we use diagrams to do that planning. So basically there are 4 very basic, let me see, 4, let me recollect. 1, 2, there's a vowel. We call this as a vowel.
Oval.
And
Rectangle.
it's rectangle. And there is a diamond is there. Good. And there is one more. It is a polygon.
Parallelogram.
Parallelogram. Good. I'm just seeing how I can draw that here. Let me see. No, it is only a rectangle. I have limited option in this. Maybe I should use okay, for now, just assume or I can try, give me a minute. Let me see if I can use some other software. There's a lucid chart that Abdul uses. I haven't created user on that, but let me try if this works. Okay. If PowerPoint works, it's best. It gives us a lot of other options. Okay, I'll just start the empty presentation. Okay, and this is like our PowerPoint presentation. Here we will have more symbols. Let me see.
Insert
I don't use this much, but let me. Will be
So
different.
in MS Office insert, we have this.
Yeah, Office is also a good option. I thought a PPT will be better, but yeah, let us use the Okay, MS Office is licensed on this laptop. I have not installed MS Office. I'm using alternative. This is called Open Office. This is same as MS Office. Let us. Where are my symbols? Draw, table format.
Shapes we have. Flowchart shapes.
Yeah, where do you see it?
Insert option, I have shapes. There.
These are objects. It's okay. I think instead of wasting time on this, I'll use an alternate symbol. Okay. For now, just assume that is only your parallelogram. Okay. So assume this is your parallelogram. It will look little bit, maybe this can become a parallelogram. This itself, basically, if we expand, it will look like a parallelogram only. But this is used for rhombus. This is used for decision making. Okay. For now, let us do like this. Think this itself is your parallelogram. How does a parallelogram look? It will look something like this.
Yes.
You have parallel lines. It's also a rectangle, but the angles are not 90 degrees. These angles are like something like 35, 65 degree angle. Okay, this is what we use for these four symbols you have to remember. Okay, to write a program, a simple flowchart, you just need four diagrams. It is used for start and stop. These are called as terminals. And rectangle is for process. This
variable.
is process.
Variable.
No, this is a process. Okay, I'll explain what it is. Let us go little bit step by step. Okay, just think you are giving some instruction to the computer. Okay, this is for giving inputs and getting the outputs. In my previous example, we told how do you give inputs and output? Using keyboard, you'll give input. Using monitor, computer will give you the output. Correct? So we'll use this symbol to tell, hey, I'm giving an input to the computer. Take the input, receive the input, receive the name, receive the values. And where to store that, all that is process. Just learn these things. This is a if condition, conditional. You just learn these four symbols, okay, for now. Don't worry about too many things. Let me see if I can. Okay, just learn these four symbols. Keep these four symbols in mind. So every program has to start. We tell the computer, start the program. Program starts from this point. So
And the flow lines.
Sorry, say it again.
And the flow lines.
Yeah, flow lines, obviously. To connect, you have to use flow lines. This is to tell you have to start from here and this is the next step, this is the next step, next step. So maybe you have to use an arrow like this. Okay. So flow lines we use, that is to tell what is the flow, what is the next step. So these are the basic operators or basic symbols. Everything first when we are starting to learn a program or a language, before even you learn a language, you have to represent your steps. We'll use these 4 basic symbols to represent what step to take, what the computer has to do. Okay. So now let us start with a simple program. Yesterday I gave you, let us talk about hello world. Okay. That's a very basic program. Suppose I'm writing a simple program. I'm telling computer, this is my program. I'm telling, okay, start program. Let me toggle this. Okay. I'll just tell start my program. So to start the program, computer, what is the symbol I will tell? Hey, this is the starting of my program. And what should I do next? Computer will tell, okay, I've started now. What do you want me to do? So I'll tell first step is get the input, right? I have to tell, hey, computer, get the name of the person. I want to tell, get the name, and I want to tell hello. So hello and whatever is the person name. Suppose it is Sudha. I will take the Sudha's example. We are writing a program. So think about this, how I can interact, break it down into small steps, because it's a machine to you're talking to, right? It's not a human being. So you're telling, I want to start a program, computer start a program. And what is the first step I want to do? I'm telling, let the computer ask, enter your name and give a semicolon. I want computer to print this. Okay. And after this, what next? Computer will tell, okay, I will print this. You're telling, print this. Where should I print? Print it on the monitor. After this, I want to tell, okay, do this. I think this will take. So this is the output here. This is output, right? And after that, what you want? I want to give the input, collect the input. I'm telling computer, collect the input. What input? Accept name of person, for example, name of student, for example. I want computer to accept the name. After accepting the name, what do I want the computer to do? I want the computer to print one message. I'll tell these are all parallelograms, okay? You're telling print hello, name of student, welcome to the programming class. What is it? This is an output I'm telling the computer to do. And after that, let me I'll use it. After printing this, I'll stop. I'll end the program. These are all arrow marks. I'll not draw it legibly. Okay. So if you read this, right, what I'm telling is this is one program. I'm telling start the program. After starting, what is the first thing computer? I'm telling computer, hey, print like this. Enter your name. So the command I will tell is print. It is one line, okay? I forgot to write this. So you are telling computer print, enter your name. And then after this, what system will do? System will tell, okay, I am printing, enter your name, and it is waiting. And you are telling, okay, accept his name, meaning whatever the user is typing, right, it will accept the name. So whatever you type, that name is stored in this variable. We call it as variable. We'll talk about what is a variable, what are constants, what are different types of data types and operators that we have. We'll go slowly into those things. But in a very basic format, you are telling print this message, and after printing, accept whatever user enters, accept the value, and store it in this variable, store it in name of the student. After storing, what computer is telling, okay, accepted, what should I do next? You're telling print hello, whatever name you accepted, hello that name, welcome to the programming class, and then end the program. So when I run this program, right, what do you think, how it will look like? What will be the output you think it will show? I'll just mimic this on the command prompt. Suppose the same commands, right? I just put it in a, suppose this is only my batch file, right? I can write all those things in this one. There's some command called print. Let me see. I just gave one command. It is unable to initialize device PRN printer. It is going to printer. I can tell type is the command. So print, it is type. So these are all commands. You don't have to learn the commands immediately, but just understand the concept. I enter your name. System cannot find file specified. It is giving some errors because I've given so many. The computer will tell like this, enter your name, and it is waiting for your name. For example, we saw the example of date. When I give this command, it prints this. What is it will print? It will print this message. And after printing, it is next step is I'm telling accept the name. Accept means it will ask you to enter the name. In this example, it is asking to enter the date. Same way I'm telling accept the name. After accepting the name, then I'm telling, okay, print hello and that name. If you enter Sudha first time or you run it second time, you tell enter Usman. So it will tell hello Usman, welcome to the class. So are you following this? How to use this input and output? See the same symbol here, it is used as output. Here it is used as input. Here again used as output.
So,
Any questions?
No, sir.
So we used, how many symbols have we used here?
3, sir.
Okay, good. You're counting the flow also. So it is 3. That is correct. We'll now start looking at first and second you have seen. We'll look at process, how to give a process. Suppose I'll take one more example. Let me reduce the size. To speed up, I'll tell. So second program. What I'm doing is start the program. Instead of telling enter the name, I'll tell enter the, let me do like this. Now, okay, I'll take enter the name. I'll accept the name. And after this, I will tell, I'll get one more input. Okay. I'll tell enter your marks or total marks. Okay. So this program is to accept your final, maybe your exam marks. And then I want to tell, yes, you are pass or you are failed. I'm writing a program. The program will do accept your marks and assume the marks is out of 100. You have taken one test, 100 marks test paper you have taken. And if you take above 35, you are pass. If you have taken below 35, you are fail. Okay, suppose that is our criteria. You're telling accept. So you are telling print. Help me. See, print is the command, accept is the command for input, print is the command for output. So computer is telling, I'm telling to the computer, hey, print, enter your name. And after this, we are telling accept the name. So similarly, I'm telling print, enter your marks, math marks, for example. I give it colon. Will not worry about it. You understood what is for input and output. I'm just telling. After entering the enter your math mark. Okay. So what will be the next step? I will have to accept it. I should tell the computer, accept the marks. What will I write here?
Accept the marks.
Suppose I'll call it as math mark. I'll just use one word. Okay. So you'll start to understand this is my variable. Okay. I'll explain what is a variable, what's a constant. But first, as a computer, just understand how to write this symbols. All these are input, output, input, output. You are not doing any processing so far. Okay. And now I will start with the processing. Let us do one thing. Accept your math. We'll take 3 subjects or 2 subjects. Okay. So that you'll understand the concept. Telling enter the math marks. Same way I am telling enter your science marks. 2 subjects I will accept. I'm just accepting the science marks here. After accepting the science marks, I want to calculate the average. Now I'll use the other symbol. This symbol rectangle is for calculations or processing, we tell, right? So what process I want to do? I will tell total is equal to
100.
maths marks plus science marks divided by 2. This is the processing I'm doing. What I'm doing, I'm finding the average. Math plus science. Both are out of 100. Okay. I can write a lot of logic in this, but it's a very simple. We'll try to keep it very simple. Okay. We'll not complicate this. But I want to use all the symbols so you get a feel of what we are doing here. After getting the total, I want to check a condition. This is for conditions. So I'll give you one example and you can try at home and use a paper. Don't worry about computer. Use a paper, write it down with your paper and then submit your results and we'll see whether you are able to get this concept. I'll tell you what I'm doing. This is my end or stop. total greater than 30. What's the passing marks in India?
35.
35. Okay. And else. Okay. So my condition is, it's not if and else also, it is just a if condition. Let me erase this. No, it is small, but I'll magnify it so you can follow. Here, generally we tell if it is true, or we also tell it is yes. Condition is yes, no. Okay, I'm just using different alternate words so you can understand it. So I will just type here, print. Congratulations. No student. Typing in this flowchart, if you don't have it, will take time. Okay, so this is my program, right? Let us see. I want one of you to run through this. Okay, this is only my program. Basically, this is a software program. We have just written it in a pictorial format. We'll first learn how to put it in diagrams, pictures, and I want you to emphasize on these shapes. What shape is used for input, what is used for output, what is used for processing. This is for processing, and this is a conditional loop, conditional statement, not a loop. It is a conditional. I'll show you how to write loops in our next class. For now, it is too much. You just learn these 4 symbols. So what we'll start the program. Okay, first we'll start the program. I want probably, suppose, assume it is who wants to run this? Let us say Preeti is running this. Preeti, can you run through the steps and explain what will happen in the first step, what will happen in second step? So you have started this program. Can you hear us? Okay, how about Rumana? Rumana, can you explain this? Can you start with first step and walk us through when the computer starts first step, what it will do? In the second step, what will happen? Assume these are all instructions and commands. This is my program. And we'll take an example. What do you enter first, second, third, where it is giving input, where it is giving output? Can you walk us through? Hello?
I can hear. I don't know about others can hear you.
Yeah, but go ahead and walk us through the steps. What will happen in the first step, Romana?
So this is oval side is start, and then you're
Yeah.
printing your name.
So, okay, that
like
is
you're
good.
giving
Here,
the output for the computer.
correct. We are telling computer to print. What should it print?
Yeah. Like print your name, like
No,
enter
we
your
are
name.
telling exactly it will print this. Okay, computer will exactly type like this. Enter your name. This is what it will print. When you run the program, it will exactly type like this. See, it will tell, hi, enter your name. Whatever I give like this, it will print like this. Okay. And it will wait for the input because this is a output. I'm telling print, so it is printing this. After
Okay.
printing, what will it do in the next step?
It will accept.
It will accept. So it is simply waiting. What it is doing is computer will wait like this. See, you see here, you see this blinking prompt.
Maybe it is processing.
No, it is not processing. It is waiting basically. You see, here I have given a command called date, correct? So it has printed the date, and after printing, you see here what it is doing. It is blinking here, right? It is waiting
Right.
for me. It is telling, hey, enter current date. I'm telling, hey, today is 18th. I am telling, okay, today is 1st January 2024. Okay. I'm just entering here. A required privilege is not held by the client. It is telling you don't have the privilege. Okay. But what I'm saying is, I'm here when we run the date command, it is doing two things. It is telling current date is this is output. And second is enter your new date. It is waiting to accept. It is waiting for the user. I am the user, right? So it is telling enter the date. So same way here, I'm writing a program. I'm telling enter your name. And after that, I'm telling accept the name. Accept means computer is blinking like this. It will start blinking. It will tell enter, I'm waiting for your input. So this is the input symbol. This is output symbol. This is input symbol. For output and input, we use the same symbol. Only difference is we are telling this is a print means output, accept means input. So it is waiting for me. What will you enter here?
Student.
Student name. Maybe you will enter Rumana here. And go ahead, Rumana. After this step, what will the computer do next? You're on mute, Rumana. You have to unmute.
Sorry. It's again it's telling print, enter your math marks.
Correct. So what it has done is it told enter your name, accept your name. The name that you enter, it will store in this variable.
Okay.
The variable is called name of the student. So there are two types of data types. In next class, I'll explain the data types. For now, it is accepting and storing the value in this name. Okay. And after that, next statement you're telling is print. Hey, enter your marks,
Okay.
math marks. And
Okay.
it is
After
waiting
that,
for you
it's
to enter.
accepting.
Correct. It is accepting. And where it is storing the math marks? In this variable. The variable name is called math marks. Variable is nothing like a bucket. You think it is like a small bucket. We are creating buckets. One bucket to store the name, one bucket to store the math marks, one bucket to store the science marks. We are telling computer, hey, create one bucket. Whatever I enter, keep accepting it. Enter this, and whatever he enters after this, you are storing in this bucket.
Again, it's accepting.
Correct. It is accepting the science marks. After this, what you are telling, now I got input, output, I got it from the user. Now I want computer.
Now you're telling to process it.
Correct. Exactly. I'm telling computer, now I know the math marks. I know the science marks. In two buckets, I have these marks. Join these two. This is called an operator. Plus is an addition operator. So computer has few operators, variables, constants, and a few operations it can do. Basic math operations it can do. That's what we are using here. We are telling, you know the marks, you know the science marks, add them, divide them by 2. And this result, you create one more bucket. This is another variable. The variable is called total. So for each bucket, we are giving a name. We are labeling them. Each bucket is like each variable. Okay. So how many variables you can see in this program? From the top, name, student name, start counting.
3 variables.
Student name is 1. Anybody else? How many?
4 variables, sir.
Perfect. Right, Sudha. Good. So can you tell what are those 4? One is the name.
Name, one,
Mm-hmm.
and math marks, science marks.
And what's the last
Telling
one?
the total marks.
Total 5.
Total. Perfect. Perfect. That is how I want you guys to learn. Pay very minute attention to this. So to computer, right, this is what we are interacting with. We are giving very simple instruction. It will do that simple instructions. So 4 variables I have used. And in the fourth one, total, I have calculated the average marks. Now, after this, after processing, I use this symbol. This is called decision making or conditional decision making, we tell. Different words we use, but it's a condition basically. We are telling, now I know the total marks. Verify if the total is greater than 35. If total is 35, this is called a if loop or if condition it is called, not a loop. Loops are different, okay? I'll talk about loops in my next class. First, you digest this much. This is a condition, if condition. We are telling if the total is more than 35. If it is true, what will happen? I think we made a mistake here. Do you see what is the mistake in my logic?
Yes,
One of
sir.
you.
It's true.
Instead of yeah,
It's true is fast, sir.
congratulations, you are passed for no.
Exactly. See, this is the programming mistake I made because I was not paying so much attention.
Sir, that is correct. No, you
No,
put
no.
on the right hand side.
See,
No, sir.
sorry.
Its total is
Yes.
greater than.
Yeah, think about this.
And
Okay, let us run through this.
instead
If
of
the
past,
total is greater than 35,
It's true.
it
It's
is
fast,
true.
sir.
Then he is passed, correct?
Fast. Yes, sir.
So pass should come here. Congratulations, you have passed. This message, what we are printing.
Yes, that should come here.
Exactly. So let us move it. Okay. This is how you write a program. You run through it. You verify multiple times, and keep correcting it. It's not like we write the first time and then we are always perfect. But whenever you execute, you verify the results, then you know, yeah, it is correct now. I'll move the results from here to here. See, now it is correct, right? If it is more than 35, yes, he is more than 35. This student has passed.
Yes.
Congratulations, Rumana, you have passed. That's what we'll be
Like,
printing.
what if he is less than 35?
If he is less than 35, average comes less than 35. We are telling, yes, it is less than 35.
But
It
we
is
have
not
not
greater.
given that condition there that if less
No, this
than
itself,
35.
no, that's what this condition has, true or false, right? Always it depends on the condition what you're writing. You're telling, is it greater than 35 means it will go in this flow.
Okay.
If it is not greater than 35, it will take this flow.
Okay.
So that is why we have yes and no. There are two outputs of this. See, here there is only one output. You are just telling, hey, print this. Yes, it printed. It doesn't have any other choice. Computer has to do whatever you are telling. This is not a decision making, right? This is an instruction. Hey, is it true? Print this. Yes, it says yes, I'm printing. Accept this. Create a bucket and accept it. Yes, it is accepting. Calculate this. Yes, I calculated. But here you are telling computer, do you know what is the output of this? Is it greater? Do like this. If it is lesser, do like this. So here there can be two outputs of this. And this is dynamic, right? I don't know what is the output of this. I'll only know the output when I calculate this. How will I calculate? Only when I accept the marks. So until I accept the marks, I don't know the result. Until I don't know result, I don't know it will go this flow or this flow. So it is like you are instructing a robot. You're telling robot, collect school fees, collect marks, collect and calculate. If the calculation is more, you are doing this operation. If the calculation is less, you are doing this operation. And after doing this, you are printing again. Congratulations, you have passed. And stop the program. This is the end. Or if the result is less, you are telling print you have failed and then end the program. So did you follow this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
yes,
So
sir.
this four symbols, right? If condition also is a simple only, but try to digest this. What I want you to do is over the weekend, write this kind of programs where you are accepting, like we spoke about the language, the telephone example yesterday. So write that as a flowchart. The requirement is I want computer to play one hello welcome message. Welcome to Citibank or welcome to State Bank. One welcome message. When the program starts, I want computer to, instead of welcome message, you tell print welcome to Citibank. Then you tell enter the language.
Except
Enter
one or
for
two.
this. Yeah, sorry.
Except one or two languages. One Hindi.
Correct. So I want you all to practice that. Okay, take that one exercise where you are accepting, you are telling welcome, then accept the language options, 1, 2, 3, three options. And if the user is entering, I'll give you in, I'll give you in steps. Okay, then you learn how to do this. We are writing in diagram. I want you all to learn the diagrams. After you do the diagrams, we'll start writing the same things in algorithm format. Algorithm is English language. Because if we all speak English, we all know English language, we'll put same thing as step number 1.
Start.
Print, enter your name. This is step number 2. We'll tell accept the name. Name is the name of student. This is a variable. Okay, variables are one word. When you start writing it in short forms, I'll teach you a little bit of algorithm, how to write a sentence, how to accept a variable. And slowly this is like, still it is English language. Okay, and we will transition this slowly into a programming language. There are commands for printing, there are commands for accepting, there is command for doing calculation, command for doing if conditions. So those language also will start learning, but will not jump into all that. First learn the flowchart. Okay, so you have to tell enter, first step is enter print. I'll not put in a algorithm format also. Okay, you put step 1, step 2, step 3, all this, right? This is called algorithm. Will not jump right away. I'll give you one exercise. The exercise is display welcome to State Bank. Get the language options 1, 2, 3 for English, Hindi, and maybe Kannada. If language is not 1, 2, 3, display invalid language. Try again. Ask 5 times. If still gives wrong, exit. Okay, play one thank you message, display a thank you message. Display cannot continue, for example. See, this is what this is called a requirement. Okay, I'm just writing it in English simple language. I need a system program. We need a program in diagrammatic format. So, this is what I want you to guys to attempt. The requirement is welcome, get the languages. If the language he enters is incorrect, try 5 times, tell it is invalid and I cannot continue, and exit. If language is correct, tell you chose whatever language. Okay, whatever language. Okay. What I want to say is, if the language is correct, it is one of the 1, 2, 3. Print in that language. If it is English, you tell hello, you chose English language. Let us continue. If it tells Hindi, you tell hello, namaskar. You chose, type it in English only. Don't worry about it. If it is Kannada, you tell namaskara. Neevu Kannada choose madidira. Type like that. Okay, and end the program. Or you can ask, yeah, this is fine. I think this only will run into half a page of program like this. Okay, this is your one assignment. Maybe one more example you can take where you are getting marks. Okay, students accept students name, age, address, student 7 language, what 7 subjects, marks. If he fails in any of the subject, write it on paper. Okay, don't worry about it. Write it in small symbols. Okay, it will become a big flow chart, and you will slowly realize how many instructions you have to give to do this small task. Right, as a human being, it will look like, hey, so simple, but you are making a computer to enter your name, accept your name, enter your age, accept your age, enter the address, accept the address. How many variables you will use, how many instructions you have to give, how many for getting 7 subjects, right? How many input output you have to use this. And then how you will calculate if one subject also he fails, right? After every subject, I'll just tell, get 3 subjects, okay? Otherwise your flowchart will become too lengthy. I'll just tell name and age, 3 marks. If he fails in any of the subject, he is fail. Okay, this is a new condition. This we have not depicted in our example. If he fails overall, then also fail. If he gets, I will tell, if he gets less than 50% overall, if he gets less than 35% individual subjects, then he is failed. You got the difference, right? Individual, he cannot go below 35, and overall he should get above 50, then only his pass. Attempt these 2 examples, okay? I want everybody to try this. I know, I think we ran out of time, but hope you are understanding, you are getting.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We'll do it.
2 exercises I have given here. One is a banking, second is the same example, whatever we discussed in today's class. Little bit there is a logic here. You have to get first subject, check whether it is less than or greater than 35. If he fails, there only he's fail and put him out. Don't even go to second subject. Okay.
Sir, if we add condition 2 or 1 only?
Use conditions. First subject you accept it. If the first subject, after first subject only you start checking. See, the idea here was I accepted both the subjects. I did not check whether he's greater than 35.
Okay.
Here only I should check. If he's greater than 35, tell his fail and come out. Stop. Here only you come out. Put a condition here. If condition. If it is only greater than 35, then ask the second subject.
Okay.
Second also more than 35, then continue and calculate his total. If total is more than 50, then he is pass.
Okay.
Individual should be 35, overall should be 50, then only he is pass. Okay, modify this program and you'll start learning things. Okay, so learn this one first. Prepare your mind to think like how to give instruction, how to tell print accept, and after you accept, where you are storing this, that same variable, use it here.
Okay.
And use the same names, use short names. Okay, I gave a big name here, name of the student, this was a mistake. Just call it as student name, student underscore name, math underscore marks, science underscore marks. Use one word, connect with the underscore. If you have 2 words, connect with the underscore or hyphen. Underscore is better. Okay, start learning them, and I'll introduce you to what are variables, what are constants, what are different operators, and how to write loops. If you learn this much, right, you're already a programmer. Okay, So that is
Yes, sir.
the beauty of this. And practice. Any other questions you have? Start with simple ones, okay? Don't worry about too much of logic. Even if you don't have math background, you don't know, for example, you don't know 7 ones are table or 8 ones are table, don't worry, you don't need that for becoming a programmer. I'm telling you, you need zero education to learn programming. Okay, it's like you're learning a new game. You're learning a chess game, for example.
Okay.
All you need to know is, in chess, how many players are there?
Oh,
Some 7, 8 different ones, right? Horse, elephant, different guys. So
Yeah,
like that in
nine.
programming, exactly. So in programming, you have very limited if conditions, else condition, loops. 5 to 10 different concepts are there. Using those concepts, you keep playing. The beauty is computer is a dumb machine. You're telling one simple instruction, it does that instruction. It doesn't know anything. If you write a wrong program, it will execute wrongly. Whatever you tell, it will do it. It's like a donkey. You are making donkey to work. It's like you are talking to a small kid. Okay.
okay, sir.
So we will stop here. If you have any questions, I can take that. Any questions in these symbols today, whatever we spoke about. We only 4 symbols. Again, I'm just recapping, and you have any questions, let me know. You try those 2 examples, write on paper. Again, I'm repeating. I want everybody to submit this.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Write on paper, sir.
Yes, write it on paper. Don't worry, because writing in computer, you will also spend a lot of time. You don't waste your time on this. You spend time on writing on paper. Be quick, okay? Use your thinking power to write the steps, not waste time on drawing this. Drawing is anybody can learn this drawing. Writing, making your mind to adapt to those steps, right? That is what is important. Write it on piece of paper. Use a paper pen and then take a photo with your mobile. Submit them. Write this flowchart.
Okay, sir.
Write small, don't write too big also. And let us meet on Monday. We'll start at 9, okay, on Monday, and we'll continue.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Okay.
9:30,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
So you want it to be permanent 9:30?
Yes, sir, that will be nice. 9 o'clock, I'll be dropping my child, and half an hour I'll be missing it.
Okay, let us see. It will be a little late for me. It is 11 p.m. for me in US time. See if you can adjust. Otherwise, it's okay. We can start 9:15 is also okay. Whatever early is,
Okay, sir. Fine.
we can do like that.
Ah,
But I want maximum people. I see if you know your friends who are interested, introduce them, because this is, I feel there are many people are missing out. Let us see. Whatever best we can do, we'll do. Thank you all. Have a
Thank
nice
you,
weekend.
sir.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.